It's Tim Albright with AVNation with the road to InfoComm. InfoComm 2025 happens the 11th through the 13th of June in beautiful Orlando, Florida. And with me to talk about, well, himself and the stuff he's doing is Ryan Gray from Yavapai College. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. And Tim, always a joy to get with you and talk about my favorite topic, me.
Well, let's talk about it. And in all seriousness, you've got a couple of things you've got going on. The first thing, you were moderating a panel, and I love this as somebody who used to be a tech manager at a small college, going big in AV at a small school. What's that going to be about?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's something that grew out of working with AVIXA on sort of the survey results they were getting and sort of the what people wanted to hear about. Yeah. And one of them was that is in the education vertical, not to denigrate, but we're not all UCLA, right? We don't all work on multi-million-dollar budgets, but those of us in community colleges, where our goal is to, deliver our students the same or better tech experience than they would get at a big university. So, the challenge was, hey, what can I do about that? And I said, I know exactly what I can do about that. I can find people smarter than me to help talk about how they're successful in it. So this panel, I get the privilege of moderating, but it'll be with James King, who's at the UNLV Medical School, which sounds like a big one, but it's because it's just the medical school. He's a single building campus, and I got to do a comprehensive tour with him just a few weeks ago. Brittany Grant is at Ames Community College outside of Denver. Andy Foster is at Washington and Lee University, so that's a small liberal arts school. And then our friend Lyle Waldron from the University of Trinidad and Tobago. So we've got kind of a good, diverse perspectives of how people are trying to, do really good AV work at small schools. So we're going to be talking about how to, develop your internal talent to punch above your weight class, leveraging student employees, how, using things like HETMA or other places to leverage to add your influence in with others to interact in the industry, and developing partnerships with people on your campus, and just sort of the tips and tricks that we've used at our institutions to really turn out, university expectation AV experiences at smaller institutions with smaller institution budgets.
Yeah, that is really, really good. And you're right. We're not all, a big college with a big endowment. A lot of us have to, or a lot of you guys have to really work within some constraints. Yeah,
and the flip side is there's advantages to small schools. You get to have personal relationships with everybody, right? So so you can leverage those into doing things. There's just a little bit different of a paradigm. So we wanted to make sure we had a session that really catered to that audience this year.
Yeah, you're also taking folks around the show floor, so talk about the tours.
Yeah, sure. So one of the great pleasures has been to, I won't say usurp Joe Way's role in doing the official AVIXA's official Learning Spaces show floor tours, but it really is a pleasure. So you can add this in your registration for InfoComm, and they're at 1:00 p.m. on Wednesday and Thursday. It's the same tour both days, so grab any space that's left in either one, and especially if it's your first time, if you're watching this going, man, it's my first time at InfoComm, and just to look at that show floor map goes, oh my gosh, this looks huge and intimidating. What we're going to do is make quick hits at booths that have things that are highly relevant for learning spaces. And the goal is not only to take a look at some technology, but get you connected to people in those booths so that you can follow up, and then get you connected with other peers in the industry, so that if it's your first time, it's a great way to step in and say, okay, I've got a lay of the land. I know who to talk to. I know where I want to go. But right off the bat, I've got some takeaways without having to hunt and peck. And then the other thing that goes along with it is you're going to get a bag that not only has kind of some cool swag and stuff in it, but all of the content, the contact information, the place we visit, all of that information is going to be in there for you already. So you don't have to worry about, I need to scribble notes down and all that. You can take this this tour with confidence and just see and hear. Let ideas come to you as you hear about some of the new offerings from some of these manufacturers, with the knowledge that everything you need to follow up on them, you've already got in hand at the beginning. So it's been a pleasure to do and to get to meet some people, especially first-time tour goers. And then this year, the other cool thing is there are 5 other people who are joining me in leading the tour. So you don't just have to listen to me for 2 hours. You get to listen to some other colleagues from around the nation as they get to, as we're really trying to bring a lot of voices into experiences like this.
All right, Ryan, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about all the craziness that HETMA has, but specifically, let's talk about Tuesday and the HETMA Summit.
Yeah, absolutely. So the HETMA Higher Ed Summit goes half day Monday afternoon, and all day Tuesday. And it's a really cool format where the topics come from the input of people in higher ed. What do we need to learn? What do we need to hear about? So there's, it's not just technical. This year we've got presentations on sort of the changing legal landscape and compliance issues in higher ed, and some of those really on the ground sorts of topics. And it's a mixture of keynotes, panels, breakout sessions, and it's a really kind of it's built as a collaborative thing. So you get a day and a half of stuff that's really targeted to the most relevant thing for tech managers in higher ed. And the cool part is it's worth 12 RU.
Wow.
So you can, in theory, mark this down. If you just say, hey, I'm going to come out on Monday every year to InfoComm and do that, you've got your CTS renewal credits done. Yeah. So 12 RU a year and you're there. And the other cool thing is it includes a ticket to the Higher Ed AV Awards, which take place Monday night. So you can come join in and celebrate some of the best people and best projects and new gear that's award winning for the year. So it really is sort of the one thing HETMA does that's a really in-person, because people are already there for InfoComm, try and deliver as much great content as we can in that amount of time.
That's really awesome. All right, Ryan Gray, you can connect with him on the panel he's doing, on the show floor tours. Just type in Ryan Gray, Gray, when you register for InfoComm. Ryan, somebody wants to connect with you. How do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty easy to find. And send me a message. I love to talk to people. It's my favorite thing. And if you're going to be at InfoComm, come by the HETMA booth. I'll be there a lot doing some recordings. And then every afternoon at 2 o'clock, happy hour at we're the Higher Ed happy hour every day at 2 o'clock. So that is where everybody will be. So come by, meet people, and definitely look for me. I'll be behaving myself as usual.
I don't believe that part, but we will come look to come find you. Thanks so much. We'll get to hang out with Ryan at InfoComm. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv, and follow along as we also head to Orlando for InfoComm 2025, the 11th through the 13th of June. All that and more at avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.